What is up, lads and ladettes?
We're here with more random Genesis games, and man, this is a random one. I was not expecting extreme anime from this one. It's a game called Valis.
So look, I don't know if there's supposed to be music. But
Yeah,
look,
I think it's supposed to be completely silent for whatever
just
reason.
look at how slow this text got.
Yeah.
Fine until just a minute ago. It's like, does it have to be? There's some games we played where it's way too fast. But there's, like, this is way too slow. That I think. Like,
I'm scared of pushing a button. It's definitely going to skip it. But this is so boring. Gonna push it. Gonna push a button.
won't.
Okay.
What?
I didn't push start. That's the only button I didn't push.
Give it one more screen.
Okay.
Was calling me. And there was a break. It's like, someone was calling me. Oh, well, I gotta
What dream?
think about it. Okay.
Well, it stopped raining.
That's what I think too. When it rains, I go, oh, this reminds me of a dream where it rained. What strange weather?
She just commented that the weather is funny and now it's strange.
How-
I guess it can be both.
How? Like, if it rains and then it stops raining, you're like, oh, what weird weather. It's called the summer. It rains for 2 minutes and then it stops. That's the summer.
Are you catching a nap while you're waiting for the rain to stop? Oh, man.
So there is music.
Yeah.
Dibs on red-haired waifu. Raikou.
Is this based off like an anime? I guess we're at the point where we're going to watch most of this, so I'm going to look this up if it's based off something.
It's called Valis, by the way. I believe it has a version on the... Ooh, I want to say the Turbo. Maybe it's like Super Valis or something like that on Turbo Graphics, or maybe Turbo CD. I'm pretty sure.
The original game was developed in 1986 for the PC-88, and the popularity made it span 4 more sequels, a spin-off, and remakes on the TurboGrafx CD and the Sega Mega Drive.
Hey, there we go.
Until the early 1990s when it was quietly retired. I know there's 3 of them in the Genesis, because I have the third one and the first one.
I literally can't. I cannot. This is so slow.
Okay.
I don't care. My God.
And it seems like it was going off another story anyway, so they were just talking about stuff.
It was so slow. Like, come on, man. Oh.
Oh, wow, I actually play as a schoolgirl.
Ooh, that,
Holy crap, that,
the hitbox
yeah, the
is
hitbox.
like... Look at that!
Look at
that! Unplayable trash. Just because of that. Do you have a long-distance attack?
Oh, I have a slide. I just avoid... At least I have a lot of health.
Look at that!
Yeah, like, holy crap. That's some of the worst hitboxes I've seen in a while.
I will say one thing in the positive for it. It's that... Okay,
Ooh,
there's
now
some. I will say that it's the same for every bad guy, so it's not, like, badly programmed. It's just a bad choice. Do you understand the distinction? Like, it's like every single enemy is the same, but they made the hitboxes too small.
It's like the hitbox is twice as small as it should be.
Yeah. I mean, at least that is like one hit to kill every enemy. I mean, that's nice.
It should be that you should have this magic ball.
Also, it does that thing where like you move too far to the right. Like for a right scroller, you shouldn't be able to be 3/4 to the edge of the screen.
Yeah.
You should be in the middle.
At least you do move really slow, but you also just want to slide because you move too slow.
The thing was about to poop on you.
Yeah, like, what is that thing? It looked like a snail and a minotaur.
It was literally about to poop raspberries on you, because it's a giant raspberry.
Boy, this game is a mile a minute.
I kind of like this game.
It's pretty cool.
Like,
at least you can slide.
Would I play it? No. But do I kind of like it? I guess.
The cover of it definitely looked like an anime girl, but it also looked like she had a warrior outfit on, so I'm going to try to see what happens to get at least to stage 2.
So, guess on price. Are we guessing loose or complete?
This is complete. Every game I brought today is complete.
Alright,
like
so...
I said I would do last time. I have no idea. $60.
I'm going to guess 100.
Yeah, it is anime and weird, so you're probably right. Ooh, I got all my health back.
I'm gonna go off sold listings. I don't know how you normally do it.
That's hard, yeah. Because any random guy could just put $1,000.
Like, literally 120 to 150.
That's pretty cool.
Apparently, Valis 3 is a fair share less. You can get that for like 80. And there's CiD of Valis, SYD of Valis, which is like maybe 100 complete. But yeah, this is one of those games I was kind of familiar with. That was pretty expensive. So I think maybe the only reason is, wasn't this like 1989 or something? Like a really early Genesis
I think it said
game?
91.
91, okay, so it's not that early.
It probably just didn't sell that well because it's too niche.
I'm honestly surprised. I'm always surprised by the Genesis that it has games that came out. Ooh. If that makes sense. Like, what was that one you played the other day that was like a running game, but also like
Atomic Runner?
Atomic Runner. Yeah, it's like
that game
it has
cool.
The Genesis has so many games. I'm like, wow, they literally made this. Whereas the Super Nintendo, for the most part, was more what's the word I'm looking for? Predictable. If that makes sense. Like, it has a lot of amazing games, but, like, there wasn't as much as the Genesis where you're like, did they really make this game? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, Atomic Runner, I'm like, the Genesis, I don't consider to be an anime system. In fact, I would probably consider it to be probably the opposite of an anime system. I think the only system that I could think would be more opposite of anime is probably the original Xbox. That's probably the least anime system I can possibly think of. Like, if an anime game was on it, I'd be like, why?
And the funniest thing is that one of the best games on the system, and one of my favorite games ever made, is Ninja Gaiden Black, which was exclusive for the Xbox.
I don't really consider that anime. I mean, I realize that's like a Japanese IP,
I mean,
but
you play as a ninja. And
I guess Japanese. That's true.
I mean, if you compare it to this, yes, it's not as anime.
We had like.
I'm just gonna skip this.
Yeah, skip it. Oh, you literally can't. Wow. Oh, okay.
Hey, looks like I have clothes on. Whatever happened in the story.
Yep. There was like some game that like I saw we had today for the Xbox One. It was like My Hero Academia or something like that. Like one of those like Attack on Titan, one of those niche shows. I don't know exactly which one it was, I don't remember, but I was like, why did they even release this for the Xbox One? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when I think, like, big anime fans, I'm not like...
Although I will say that My Hero Academia is probably the biggest anime since Naruto, probably. Other than maybe One Piece.
I know, but, like, still the thing is, like, I so associate PlayStation and Nintendo with anime that I don't even, like... think of like being like, I know Naruto games, DBZ games, all that come out on Xbox, but I'm like, what a weird combination. Like, I'm a big weeb, but also I have an Xbox and not a PlayStation. It's like, okay, I know it exists, don't get me wrong, but I don't get it. It's like, literally, didn't like Microsoft was like not even bothering to sell the Xbox One in Japan because it like didn't like literally didn't make any sense.
Talking about companies that aren't even bothering to sell their systems in Japan, literally Sony.
PS5?
The PS5, it did horribly in Japan because it's not like it's not sold out there like everywhere else. It's that they just didn't make any for Japan.
Interesting.
And you can read reports that like sale reports compared to the PS4, which also did not very well in Japan, was like 3 or 4 times less than the PS4.
Sony doesn't like. I mean, Japan doesn't like Sony.
Ever since the PS4, and especially ever since Sony moved their headquarters to California, I think they're not even bothering with the Japanese.
So what? It's
anymore.
like Japan is like literally just Nintendo.
It's
now?
literally all Nintendo.
Interesting.
Like the Switch probably has 90% market share in terms of console sales. Anyway.
Wow. See, I like having the options, and I feel like only having 3 options is limited. You know. Like, if you're, like, Series X, PS5, or Switch, you're like, yeah, it's kind of limited, only 3. But imagine being them and only having, like, really 1.
So,
you know.
This game seems like a game that you could actually beat on the Genesis. This game is not very hard.
Yeah, I'll look up a long play and see how long it is. I mean, I'm sure you're not going to actually beat it.
I'm going to stop after this boss. Because this is farther than we usually get.
Oh, easily. Compare it to Alex Swingle was making fun of us when you kept dying on Rolling Thunder. He's like, if only you had a manual to read. And I was like, how does that have anything to do with it? I was like, he must have been joking, because I'm just like, what, just reading the manual? Here's how you don't die in 1 second. Oh, I get it.
So yeah, I mean, this game is pretty good. It doesn't do anything amazingly, but has good graphics. Pretty good sound. It isn't ridiculously hard. It actually has a story if you can even stay awake to read it. But yeah, I guess we're done here.
So here's the deal. The long play is 53 minutes long, where apparently they watch all cutscenes, and you're literally 20 minutes into the 53. So, like, unless you only have one...
wow, so the cutscenes are literally like 5 minutes long.
Unless you literally only have one life, which is definitely possible for a game like this, you could definitely beat this game.
Yeah.
But
it also seems like, because I've been collecting a bunch of power-ups for, like, all these balls, it seems like I might have the Gradius syndrome, where when you die, it becomes infinitely harder.
can you see, if it doesn't take too long, like, what happens when you die?
Sure.
Because, like, remember that Cat Ash game only had, like, one life? So... But this isn't really arcade style, but... So, I will say, if you only get one life, then I can understand this game being hard to beat, but even if you have one extra life, then it's, like, whatever.
It looks like you have 3 lives. The P on the top. If it goes from 3P to 2... Yeah, okay.
Wait, is that 1?
What? No, on the top, you see it says P colon.
Oh, P colon, yeah. Okay, so yeah, you have 3 lives.
I think the red is like how much... Ooh, I already have 1 ball, so that's nice.
Nice. Like how strong your sword is. Yeah, good game. You probably are going to want to just play this, as SNES Drunk would say, play this any way you can if you don't feel like spending $100 on the game, which I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So, play it any way you can. See you next time.